Okay, so we're talking about what happens if you find yourself breaking no contact with a narcissist, and the implications that that could mean. So, some of you may have found yourself in a position where you went strong with the no contact, and it might have been a couple of months, several months, or whatnot, and then you break it, right? And then you reach back out. Now, there's two factors in it where one is the narcissist reaching back out to you and you break no contact, and then you reaching back and then you reaching out to them, right? And so they play out different ways. One, if the narcissist is reaching out to you, I mean, they both have the same ending effect in some sort, where the narcissist still feels powerful and desired, and they feel emboldened to continue the way that they were. But I think if you reach out, you're gonna get a harsh, a nasty response, typically from the narcissist, because they're seeing it as that you still want them, you still miss them. If they reach out, they're more or less curious about why is it that you haven't reached out to them yet. So you're more so affecting them if they happen to reach out to you first, or they're in a situation, they're in a jam, they're desperate, and they're just trying to go through their people, right? Old sources, what have you, whatever. But you know, when we think about no contact, it's basically that boundary setting strategy. It protects yourself from narcissistic manipulative behavior. That involves cutting off all forms of communication, texts, calls, social media, and in-person interactions as much as possible if you can. It's vital because it's the primary thing for healing. It's a tool that's used for the primary thing of healing and regaining emotional stability after a toxic relationship or situation with a narcissist. However, staying consistent with no contact can be challenging, especially in emotionally charged situations. All right. So let's look at a few things. Sometimes people reach a stage of emotional vulnerability where they're feeling lonely, or they feel guilt, or they have the nostalgia, past things that happened with them that can lead to reaching out, especially again during the holidays or like anniversaries, birthdays, stuff like that. And this is where a lot of the narcissist love bombing or the fake charm can reignite those old emotions. So even by thinking of them, it can ignite those emotions where you feel compelled to maybe just reach out and see how they're doing after a while. Maybe to see if there's anything in them that possibly changed after all this long time, right? The curiosity comes into play. If you're co-parenting or you have shared responsibilities, when you share children or finances or property, it can be difficult to avoid the interaction completely, right? And the narcissist might use these responsibilities as a pretext for contact. And this oftentimes happen in these co-parenting situations where the narcissist will do that, right? And they do it frequently to stop the separation of dealing with them, right, continuously. So they'll try to violate the boundaries that you put up. They'll come up with excuses or reasons to reach out, especially in those type of situations. Narcissists employ a lot of guilt tripping tactics on victims, right? They do a lot of, they do a lot of, crisis creating to provoke contact, right? It's always going to be some drama or something so that they can manage a way to lure you back in, right? To create this type of unwanted contact that you don't want. Some people suffer from the unresolved trauma. Like some survivors may seek closure a lot of times. Even though the narcissist rarely provide it, the person will still feel like maybe this time they'll give them that, and which they're not going to do that at all. They're just not going to do it. That hope for reconciliation, understanding that they, it may motivate reaching out to them, right? If you have any type of thought of reconciliation in your mind, it might trigger you to be like, okay, maybe I should reach out and see what's going on. There could be pressure from others. Some people give you the wrong advice on dealing with narcissists and tell you, you need to reconcile and, forgive and, people aren't perfect. You may get this from your, some of your mentors, if you're in any type of, religious set, a lot of, of the Christian beliefs will have you, possibly thinking that you can reconcile with the narcissist. And many of you have made that mistake and listening to that and have found that it's gotten worse and that it was not a good idea. So what to do if you break the no contact? So first of all, you have to understand breaking no contact is not a failure. It's a learning opportunity. Here's how to handle that situation if you do come across it. These are some things that I've found that are effective. You got to really assess the reason for breaking the no contact. You got to be able to pinpoint what it is that triggered the decision to reach out to them, because that's going to be pinnacle. That's going to be most important to understanding what was it that triggered you to reaching out. Were you feeling lonely, manipulated, or obligated in any type of way? You have to understand the whys, right? And the whys are going to help you prepare for the future challenges of keeping that no contact. Why are you breaking the no contact? You really have to really focus in on that why. If you do, reestablish that no contact rule immediately. Block their number on social media if necessary, and communicate your boundaries clearly, especially if you're co-parenting or you have shared responsibilities that are involved. Don't be afraid to seek support in that instance. If you feel weak, or if you're ruminating a lot, get some help, seek some support, because that's gonna linger. It's not just gonna go away, on its own, right? Get some help with that. A strong support system, can help you process the emotions and, strengths to help you find some sort of resolve. Right? You have to be prepared to learn from the experience. Analyze you know, what worked and what didn't work in your no contact strategy. You have to adjust your coping mechanisms, right? This might include limiting access to mutual acquaintances if you do have people that you both associate with still. You got to find new ways to manage your triggers. Be kind to yourself. Self compassion is critical, folks. A lot of times people, beat themselves up on this type of stuff, but breaking no contact doesn't mean you failed. It's a part of the healing journey in general. You have to continue to practice self care, through different types of activities that uplift you, right? A lot of people, it's kind of feel sometimes their ego gets the best of them and they want to reach out and say something. You have to check your ego sometimes because it can pull you into breaking no contact. All right. Document your interactions, write down what happened and how you felt afterwards. This basically serves as a reminder of why. Again, remember I said focus on the why no contact is essential and preventing future slip ups. A big part too is strengthening your emotional resilience. You have to work on positive affirmations, mindfulness, these type of things to rebuild confidence and independence, right? A lot of times narcissists often thrive on your doubts, right, of building yourself, of accomplishing things. They thrive on those things that you have within yourself, like you doubt yourself. They thrive on that too. You have to understand the narcissist tactics as well. Familiarize yourself with common manipulations and, the gaslighting, the triangulation, and the hoovering, right? Which can be something used to pulling you back into that toxic situation. All right. I like to say develop a trigger plan. And that's important so that when you do get triggered or you start ruminating, you have a go-to to pull you out of it. You have an alternate coping mechanism to pull you out of that. Because identifying triggers that lead to breaking no contact is important. And developing strategies to cope with them is, go hand in hand. So it's going to be crucial as well. You're going to have to just be on that, right? So that you're not tempted or not willing to accept a Hoover, right? Which is going to lead to breaking no contact. Even if you accept the gift, right? And it's not a direct no contact, but if they sent like flowers or something like that to you and they know that you received it, like at your job, it's still a form of no contact because it's going to trigger emotions in you, right? So these are part of these trigger things. So basically, folks, just to wrap up, breaking no contact with a narcissist it's a common thing, right? Doesn't mean you failed, but the key is to recognize the situation and learn from it. You have to stand strong and strengthen your resolve to protect yourself moving forward. And by understanding your reasons for breaking no contact and taking proactive steps to prevent failure slip-ups or future slip-ups, Um, it can help you reclaim control over your emotions and your mental well-being. So that's all I have to say for this. If this resonated with you and you found it helpful, consider to like, share, and subscribe. If you want any help with your own situation, maybe consider a consultation or coaching with me. Just click the link in the description and shoot me an email. My email is in the description box. So, till next time, everyone, enjoy yourselves. Have a good one. Stay safe out there.